Hello, I am back. I'm so sorry. I guess my PC crashed. Probably too many applications open at once, and it was just too much for my computer, I guess. Thank you. It's the first time actually that the computer actually crashed because probably too many things open. But yeah, I'll be paying attention. If it happens again, I will have to maybe close some things. But yeah, let's keep going where we were. Yeah, I feel it might crash again actually. Okay, let me close my um browser. I think the browser in the game might be doing too much. Right, done. Nice. So, my computer crashed. Probably because there was too many things on the background, and also the stream probably made it too heavy. So I decided to actually close my browser, and hopefully I won't be having any issues. There's one big thing about using ice builds in this game, the satisfaction of freezing enemies and then breaking them into little pieces of ice. I've always loved ice builds in Path of Exile because of that. And it feels even more satisfactory right now on Path of Exile 2 because of the graphics. Evasion and energy shield. Yeah, I'm gonna be picking up from the ground anything that gives both evasion and energy shield, just so I have a good armor to be using. As you can see, my mana is going down all the time, so if I can get those rings with a little bit of mana leech, that would be the best for me right now. Getting better mana flasks would also help. Also, Bell. What is the full name of this skill? Tempest Bell. Tempest Bell is such a good skill to increase your DPS, especially single target. I don't recall the game ever making such a good such a good skill to deal with a single target damage quite like this one. It is remarkable. Like I've been playing a little bit with my friends, and some of them are doing spark, some of them are doing mediums. But as soon as they put the bell, any damage, any projectile or attack that hits the bell makes it like ring and do damage in area. And like all my friends have something that can actually hit the bell, my bell, and increase its damage. So it's like a huge spike on our DPS. But yeah, the only thing that I'm annoyed with the build right now is that I am attacking pretty fast and I don't have too much mana or mana regeneration. So my mana is going down like crazy. And it's being very hard for me to upkeep it. So at least for now, it would be already like a good way for me to actually identify if the build's gonna be successful by getting some rings with Mana Leech and see if they would be enough already to keep the build afloat. What I'm looking is to basically never have to actually click my mana potion unless in very dire situations. Also, I do believe this build is going to be way stronger when they actually put in the game items or skills that allows you to mana leech off of other things besides physical damage. Because right now, only physical damage can be leeched off as mana, and just a very small percentage of it. So if there are items or something else that allows mana leech to be applied for maybe electricity or ice or fire, that would probably be, or even chaos damage, since this is the class to do more chaos damage, that would be kind of the thing to put mana leech into the stardom. Mages are I'm gonna say usually casters, the monster casters, they tend to be the worst. Awesome. Level 23. Yeah. I think after I finish with my defenses, I'm gonna start walking towards anything Mana Leech related. Yeah, only that 25 plus dexterity, that alone is gonna increase my DPS quite a lot. Now I'm attacking even quicker. But yeah, the quicker I attack, uh, more mana I'm consuming. So yeah, I need to figure that out. Yeah. See, these guys, they do a lot of electric damage, lightning damage, and dude, lightning is burning me. Awesome. I think the only sad thing is that I find the concept of the darkness from the Priest of Chayula, the Acolyte of Chayula, such a cool concept, but I think is so unviable right now. I think this class, this sorry, I do believe this Ascension is one of the most inviable ones if you're not doing like the chaos, the gas arrow poison build. That's literally the only reason people are playing with Acolyte of Chayula. And really nobody's going for darkness at all and Mana Leech. Especially because darkness, you remove your entire spirit. And right now that's not really worth it. Spirit allows you to get a lot of good things. Cast-ons, survivability layers, DPS with Heralds. I think you can go with darkness if you do the Chaos arrow thing, because I don't think you're as that reliant on Heralds or RS or Cast-ons. But besides that, it is really not very good. But this is one less resource that you have to worry about. Like, you don't have to pay attention to spirit anymore. Yeah, I think I leveled up. I did level up. I don't think. Sorry. I'm gonna go to the caravan, see if there's new rings in there for me to buy. Because again, I need to be harping on any Mana Leech rings that I can find. At least one. I need at least one. Like this. Mana regeneration. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Actually, let me reposition my ghost chat again, because it is on a awkward position. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I think it's gonna be better here. Okay, not responding. Try again. Done. Okay. And
How can I?
yeah, because since I am not using Hands of Wisdom in action, I can actually use a pair of gloves that actually gives me Mana Leech.
I hear you. You are back. Blessings.
Okay, this is good. I can use this. This is a mine, and I can put a mana modifier. And physical to mana leech is 1. See? It is a mana modifier. So now I got the mana leech I was looking for. Let me just try to make this glove better. Lightning resistance, that's nice. I need lightning resistance. I don't have... Oh, because I put everything on the guild. Sometimes they do that. And, ooh, okay, the guild is also... Wait, yeah, me and the guild are lacking um, exalt, because I would just exalt this to get more stuff. That is unfortunate, but I'm gonna lose just 5 dexterity, but I'm gonna get a little bit of mana leech. Let me just double check. 'Cause I don't want to change the runes. Yeah, I do not have mana leech whatsoever in anything else. So let's keep going.
No escape!
Yeah. Again, not very good. Just with that one item. I know I am leeching, but it's barely perceivable. Okay, let me change. But yeah, barely, because it's 4.74% of physical, and the skill itself does not do 100% physical. Actually, yeah, the skill itself only do 40% physical, because 60% of it is actually converted into lightning. So what I can do actually try to do is my basic. Yeah, not even really hitting with the basic. You can see a good increase. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to heavily put some stuff monolith oriented. So let's see. See, main hand monolith from physical attacks for 5.3%. So there is something. I think one of my the only jewel I'm using is giving me hints. No. How I am getting this extra mana leech is unknown to me, but I have 5.3% mana leech. And there's a couple of nodes here around that can give me more mana leech. Mana leech. So this too. I'm gonna get probably recover 1% of life on kill, 10% increase the amount of mana leeched, and this. And then I could be getting this. 50%. 50% is a great number. There is more monolith nodes around here, if I'm not mistaken. Probably gonna be down here because monolith is something that I've debunked you. Here. Recovers 2% of mana on kill. Siphon. Siphon is incredibly important. I might get it because getting 2% mana on kill is gonna be more useful. And you can see, I wish these amount would be like 12% is nothing. I think they're being very stingy when it comes to increasing the mana leech. My opinion about GGG's design on this game, for whatever I'm seeing, they are being very what's the good word for it? They are being very careful on giving some things too many buffs, while at the same time allowing things that they thought would be completely fine and are completely like, getting out of control. So this is nice because you get immune to chill while mana leeching. That's cool. I think I might find mana leech here. No, I think that's about it. It's there, it's here, is there, and it is there. Okay. I still feel there's quite a bunch of mana leech so that can be acquired from passives. And then I can just get a lot of jewels that increases the mana leech as well. And again, that ring, or that glove, rolled a very low number. If I can go on the website right now, and I can, let me just open the browser. Hopefully this is not gonna crash instantly my computer. But yeah, if I can go to the browser and check the biggest amount of mana leech I can get on the rings, I believe is something akin to 10%. So let's go for ring, rare, mana leech. Not even that, this is leech attack as mana, 10%. I believe 10% is a thing. I just wanna see if we can get more than 10%. Okay, there is 10%. Let's see if there is 15%. If that is a thing. No. Let's see if there's 12. No. This is there. Okay, so the biggest amount is 10 point something. This ring is awesome. Gives me cold damage, fire resistance, chaos resistance, 10% mana leech, and just a bunch of other things. I would love some dexterity because I will need dexterity. Okay, this one's good. Evasion, maximum mana, magic find, dexterity, lightning, and 10% mana leech. But is 25 exalts, and I have no exalt. So yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of dexterity and intelligence. Probably more intelligence than dexterity. But yeah, so I believe 10.26 or something is the highest value I can get on a ring, on a single ring. And then I can get two of them. So we're talking about the rings alone giving me 40% with ingenuity. I believe with two rings with 10% and ingenuity, I won't be having so much problems, especially because I will be getting some increased amount of Mana Leech as well.
This trap will only be your doom.
Okay. One of the bosses dead. I just need to get the, so whenever you kill one, the other ones start getting a little bit hectic and crazy. I need to get rid of this quick, or I will die. Oh god. Oh, just died. Awesome.
This will do.
Whew. I think I got everything I need in here. But yeah, Mana Leech is gonna be interesting. Because for now it's very low, but I can get it up to 100% if I get everything. I won't be getting everything, but I will be rounding that number with jewels. I think jewels can increase around 10 to 15%
These
Mana Leech.
do not wander.
And that should be enough. Not rings, jewels. My thing is having I will try to go as close as I can to like 80% Mana Leech.
Ancient civilizations.
If I can get a number like that, probably won't be having any issues with mana myself.
Relentless assault!
Oh, I need to put a overabundance on this bell. Overabundance is key. Done. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go with Siphon right away because again, I am drinking my mana, so I'm gonna get Siphon, and that should help me.
Armor.
Yeah, I need more intelligence. I've been just putting dexterity to increase my attack speed, which now is very good, but I can stop and go for intelligence just for a bit, and then I can go for strength for a bit. And when I equip Hoa, I can just ditch strength completely and go for intelligence.
No escape.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an item that I can drop here before I'm moving maps. I really love how the bell can make short work of most enemies.
Fury unleashed.
I thought there was going to be something in here, but apparently not. Oh, yeah, I know there is something here.
Sinister fiend.
Kabbalah probably is the boss you're most likely to find on your maps. Like I just feel like I've fought her more than any other boss in the game because of maps.
I won't soon forget this one.
Awesome. This will get me Siphon right away.
I won't soon forget this one.
Yeah, this is gonna help me a lot.
They put their faith in the wrong gods, and this place is a testament to their choice.
No escape!
Okay, let me keep killing. I'm killing monsters. Oh god, oh god, no. The range detector destroying me. But yeah, mana no longer is a problem for now as long as I keep killing stuff. And I'm killing a bunch of stuff. But these ranged guys. Okay, we got the mana leech here. I think that can upkeep us for a while. Then I'm gonna move this way and this way. We're gonna get these mana leech here. We're gonna get survivability in Spectral Ward. This is gonna be very important. Eventually... No, I think we're gonna get Eternal Youth as well eventually. Okay. We might get a bit of this quarterstaff because this increases a lot of freeze. We can go critical, of course. I can go here if I can start getting some cast on shocks. But I will need actually spirit on my gear. So I'm only gonna get there if I roll spirit on my stuff. And I am not aiming for it. Spirit. At least not for now. I will eventually. But I need a lot of level. I need level I think 65 or 7 to equip Collapsing Horizon. Um, I remember something. There's one item that I can use right now that it can maybe enhance my DPS to the point that I won't be needing to care too much. It's a ring. I completely forgot that it's an item that I can equip right now. Yes. And it gives me some code resistance.
Relentless assault!
So, Forsaken is good because you can shatter enemies um, whenever they are chilled instead of just frozen, and that is a big DPS for Herald of Ice. Because Herald of Ice only shatters, only does its gimmick thing if the enemy is actually frozen. But with Forsaken, I don't need them frozen, I just need them chilled. And to apply chill is basically do any like ice damage and that's enough.
Wealth is useless. Dead end.
Yeah, I think I can even increase my Herald now. The damage from the Herald and stuff, because it is destroying everything. Again, I live for this. Eventually I will try, because there's nothing really going for Heralds, like very much specific for Heralds besides Jewels. So I am holding off because I love unique items. But there's no unique item really geared towards them right now. Once they exist, I will probably make a Herald build. A lot of people are focusing a lot of Heralds just because the normal effect of the Heralds are very overtuned, in especially Herald of Ice. But again, Herald of Ice will 100%, no joke, be nerfed. It's gonna be interesting if they do not nerf this skill. And I think it can be nerfed by multiple reasons. Multiple ways, actually, sorry. It can be nerfed through multiple ways. I don't think they're gonna increase its cost with Spirit, because that won't be really fixing the issue at hand. I think they will either reduce the area, or they will reduce the damage. Or both. Never know. And again, GGG is not, their natural response is not really nerfing stuff, but I just feel like it's a little too overtuned, especially with the item that I just equipped. Okay, yeah, guys, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Be right back. Okay, sorry for the delay, I'm back.
Fury unleashed!
Yeah, for sure I need more strength on this build. The damage is already very much lower. Even if the dexterity is good and I'm attacking them quick. It's not that much. See, like whenever I put the bell, enemies just evaporate. Okay, yeah.
Something emanates from the darkness.
Okay, this is probably my favorite part of this game. I do enjoy whenever storytelling gets in the realm of gods. I always find any storytelling akin or pertaining to gods fascinating, and I feel Path of Exile has one of the cleanest, best one I've ever seen. So if you don't know a lot of the PoE 1 lore, basically there is this one god called Kitava that is awakened, and is making other gods act up. Those gods were actually awoken by the seed of corruption and the beast, basically. Kind of the enemy they were fighting right now. But the beast ended up being like a kind of throwaway thing. The beast was not really the major antagonist. So Path of Exile E1 is divided on two acts, acts 1 to 3 and then 4 to 6. And the first 3 acts major antagonist is Malachi. And the final act's real boss is Kitava. But the gist of it is, Malachi was a thaumaturge, very big mage, that started to work on imbuing gems, the main source of power on this game, into himself. And then he found the truth behind the beast that was keeping all the gods sleeping. The beast was initially created by Sin, the hooded thing that we're helping right now. He's a god. His name is Sin. And Sin created the beast initially to keep all the other gods sleeping, like under control. So Malachi ended up finding the existence of said beast and used his, damn it, it's all good. He used his powers to awaken the beast and hone it for himself. Sin, of course, needed help to stop Malachi, and that's where our characters on Path of Exile 1 comes in. We stop Malachi, we defeat him, but it is too late, because after Malachi is put down, all the gods that were being kept asleep by the beast are now awakened. So we have to then kill them. So yeah, we end up murdering many gods from Path of Exile 1. Many gods like Garukan, or yeah, Garukan I think is one of the gods that we actually end up killing. Garukan is Sin's wife, and one of the Vestiri's most important deity. This is an aftermath. This whole game here happens after our character from Path of Exile 1 leaves the planet. So what happens? In Path of Exile 1, we start helping Alva. No, not Alva. I forgot her name. She's a redhead, very pretty. So she introduced us to the Atlas, and we start helping her to uncover all the secrets from the Atlas, and we start clearing all the problems. Eventually, we get so strong that we leave the planet to deal with interstellar, like enemies, foes, like the Maven, the Arbiter, a lot of big names, uber bosses on their own right. And oh god, it evaporated my energy shield and health almost. I know I don't have many energy shield, but god damn. But yeah, basically the character becomes so strong that he leaves the planet to deal with interstellar predators and leaves the world behind. And I think that's where Path of Exile comes in. Basically is the aftermath, is what happens to the world when the heroes leave to deal with bigger things. So the seed of corruption is found, is basically Geonor captures Sin and takes the seed of corruption from him, and the whole plot of Path of Exile 2 starts to happen. So Geonor is basically hunting and killing heretics, people that are against him, because he's like being basically controlled and manipulated by Oriana, the person with the possession of the beast. And we have to kill him, and then we start following Oriana towards where she's taking the beast. I am interested on who she is and what is her motivation. We always have like a very important centerpiece character like Oriana on Path of Exile. I feel something akin to her because I feel like she's kind of the overarching antagonist right now. Besides the seed, the corruption itself tends to not ever be the antagonist. It's just someone trying to wield its power. So I guess Oriana is going to be that final boss in a way. She's probably working with someone. I don't feel that she's working by herself, even though she's manipulating a lot of big names towards her goal. But yeah, I think she, in a way, would be, if she's not equivalent to Malachi from Path of Exile 1, she would be equivalent to Piety. And I think one good, for me, one of my favorite things about Path of Exile is that all the characters in the story, including the one you're playing as, they are not really redeemable. They are in their own right terrible persons. The witch is a terrible person, the ranger can be a terrible person, the mercenary, the sorceress, the warrior, every single one of them, they are mostly criminals. So they are not good people. They have their morals, they have their rights, they have their cultures. But if you see a lot of their dialogue, is a lot of things that sometimes you won't be able to back them up, but I like that. They are not really heroes. They are just people trying to survive. And they fell into the position that they can get more power. That's all. No. Whenever they get interstellar with the whole thing, and and them like stopping interplanetary multiversal gods, then sure, you can say that they can be kind of heroes. But I don't think that right now they can be deemed anything less than just criminals with way too much power.
He holds a new loyalty
Okay, this is a great dialogue
Is mortal
between
bane.
the Halani, the water goddess, and Azarian, her son.
Then why did you never come look for me after your ascension?
They told me you had died.
I did die. After 30 years living among the Faradan, it was a harsh life filled with pain. And I hated you every moment of it.
Can you ever forgive my mistake?
So a little bit of backstory for what I've gathered, because I don't know like every single thing. Halani ascended as the water goddess, and I think for people to allow her to focus on her duties,
My king
they told her that Azarian, his kid, this guy in front of us, got killed. So she basically stopped looking for him and just did her duty as the water goddess. But he did not die, technically. He just tried to do whatever he could to survive. And this is his fate, I guess. Let's kill Azarian, and he's gonna do his final dialogue.
She didn't want me.
She didn't want me. I don't know. The thing is, that's Azarian's perception of it, that she didn't want him. I don't know if Helene really didn't want him. I just felt that she was kept in the dark.
That woman
I think both of them ended up being victims.
alive.
The mortal. Oh, at last. Please, end my suffering. My followers are long since dust, and I am but parchment. My veins dry, sad. None remember my name, and none think of me. I awoke from my long slumber, unable to move. My time has passed. I ask you, mortal, to use that one element that may finally end me. My hope.
So yeah, she's woken up, like she fell asleep. So my guess, explaining a little bit, Shalani is a goddess. Whenever the Beast of Corruption was brought up into the world, he basically put all the other gods from Path of Exile to slumber. I can maybe um, discuss that Helene was one of those, but instead of the way that they were acting up, most of those gods were working under Kitava whenever they woke up. I think Helene ended up waking up here in a completely different situation. And as you can see, her belly has been torn up, so probably they were doing something with her. And I don't, it's not clear if other people were doing this to her, or if Azarian was the one, but I felt it was not. I felt that he just found her or something. Um, but yeah, pretty shitty situation, but we're gonna kill her. I feel that all of the gods in Path of Exile kind of have a weakness. They have like a kryptonite to themselves. She is a water goddess. She is immortal, but she has a fatal weakness, which is fire. Also, I think it also depends on how strong they are. Helene has been like widely forgotten. Nobody remembers her. She's a very small water goddess. She was big at the time, but since she disappeared real quick, she lost all her followers. So she has no more divine power. So we say. Again, every time that I reach this storyline, I always like stop.
Thank you. I never expected divinity could be such a curse.
I never expected divinity could be such a curse. I do believe divinity it is a curse. I think the more you live, the less you're inclined to keep on living. I think what makes life interesting is the finality of everything, I guess. Eventually that wears out.
Stay inside. Young one. What? I will tell your tale.
Yeah, I just found a very good music here. Again, my recommendations tend to always be so spot on sometimes. Well, the game's lore is very much great. I love, especially on PoE 1, to read a lot about the lore. Um, I haven't done any deep dives on PoE 2 because the lore is still like not fully there. There's a lot of gaps, but I wanted to just see because there's a lot of like flavor text, even like in the unique items that can help you to kind of piece some informations. But again, whenever it pertains to gods or other very much important characters, it really draws me.
What wonders?
The mighty fall.
Also, I'm curious to see who's going to die. Of like Because, okay, probably they will do, probably, I'm not 100% sure, that they will do something very similar. And I hope they produce more, like, lore and story for the game Path of Exile 2 than they did for Path of Exile 1, because I do love the lore.
Fury unleashed!
Um, so in Path of Exile 1, whenever you go through the first 3 acts, and you then move on to the 4th act, you kind of loop back to the same place you started, like you do here, but instead of become just cruel, there's new NPCs and storylines happening. What I talk about dying, I think the two biggest characters when I think about like characters that ended up dying from one act to the other is Nessa, and I think his name was Snake. Or is Snape, or something like that. I think it's Snake. But yeah, Nessa I think is one of the biggest ones for me. Nessa would be the equivalent of Una from the first act towards your character. She helps. She is just like a kind person in a place full of like bad things happening. So she kind of like gives that mother comfort that if someone in a situation where okay there's undeads and a lot of bad shit happening, but there's just one person that's still kind out there, you know? That would be Nessa on Path of Exile 1. And whenever you go to Act 4, Essa is no longer on the encampment. So your character like, what happened to Essa? And then everybody said that she disappeared one day. Oh good. So you leave to start fulfilling the stuff that people were asking you to help them with. And on the second map, you find Nessa in the water telling you to meet her somewhere. And whenever Nessa disappears, she goes underwater and you can see a mermaid still. So you know for sure something happened big with Nessa. So your character, okay, let's help. You slowly follow Nessa until you get to the beach. And on the beach, you meet someone that Nessa is calling her husband, the Brine King. The Brine King is one of the gods that ended up awakening whenever the beast was killed on Act 3. And like most gods, the gods in Path of Exile, they work very similarly to Cthulhu or any other Lovecraftian being. They get followers a lot of times by brainwashing people into servitude, into following them. And that's kind of what happened with Nessa. She kind of got brainwashed into accepting the Brine King, and he turned her into a mermaid. And like a mermaid, she lured us into a trap. So whenever we finally find Nessa, she is like lying on top of like a big rock, and we can clearly see her mermaid's tail. And we're like, okay, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? You're a mermaid now. Well, yeah, not only she's a mermaid now, but that rock is actually a giant crab. And that is the Brine King. And is your first fight against a god. And I do remember whenever the Act 4 was released, because again, Path of Exile was released in acts, slowly fed into us. But if I'm not mistaken, Act 4, 5, and 6 came at the same time. And the Brine King fight was very interesting. It was the first like big fight we had on Path of Exile. because there wasn't really an end game to that point until those acts were releasing. And it was very interesting. Like the whole mechanic is very different. The Brian King was super strong. You need a lot of cold resistance like you do with Geonor right now on Path of Exile 1. Especially if you're just starting the game, of course. But yeah, pretty interesting fight. But again, this is just like the first NPC that you can kind of see that the world moved on, you know? Your character left the encampment and things happened to those NPCs afterwards. And I think the second outlier on that is Snake. So Snake is one of the many NPCs you meet in the one encampment in the forest. He was a little worried of us at the beginning, but as we help everybody kind of warms up. There's actually two NPCs on Act 2 that you actually end up killing. Him and a brute guy that looks like a barbarian, I forgot his name. But yeah, whenever we meet Snake again, he actually has been kidnapped by Arakali. If I'm not mistaken, is the spider goddess. And we actually have to kill her. And I think she ends up killing Snake as well. If I'm not mistaken. I haven't played the X on Path of Exile 1 in a while now. I think since last year, but again, my memory's shit sometimes. But yeah, Snake ends up dying. Because of gods. And the other guy, he's a brute. He barely believed us or trust us because he was like kind of the law of the little encampment. And whenever we showed up, he was kind of demoted because we were killing and doing everything. But he ends up starting to serve another god. And he becomes one of the minions for that god, and we end up killing him. But yeah, that's how it goes. I think there's someone also in Act 3, or yeah, on the Act 6 that ends up getting all fucked up and crazy, and we have to kill them as well because of gods. But yeah, I think that's one of the most interesting parts of Path of Exile is that like whenever we come back to the acts, things happened. Like those NPCs are not just living happy after. And I think the existence of Path of Exile is a bigger showcase of that. Path of Exile is basically after every hero left. They became too strong and they are doing bigger things on the Atlas right now. So we, minor characters, have to take over them. Like we need to now we're gonna be the ones doing the cooling of the gods and deities and monsters and everything. So, I know that we're gonna probably going to see people like Alva, June, the big NPCs when they're pertaining to the expansions for Path of Exile 1. But I'm curious if they are going to introduce more NPCs from Path of Exile 1 that are still alive. Because they introduced Sun, which is one of the big arching characters, and I'm very curious if they will put people that are still alive. That could be like interesting just to catch a glance of. I'm having a difficulty remembering their names, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know how long since Path of Exile 1 this game is happening. I think that's one of the biggest informations that I want to get, because depending they're all dead by nature, unless one of them ended up like getting too strong and ascending as a god, because that could very well happen. Yeah, I forgot the Path of Exile has 10x, right? Not just 6. I don't know what even I'm thinking. It has 10x, not just 6x. That's why I'm thinking about characters. And I'm like, where they're fit. One day I have to replay like a story of Path of Exile 1, like one good stream of Path of Exile 1, just talking about the lore. In like reliving everything, because again, whenever is good pieces of media, I like to go back to them every now and again to relive them, you know? And Path of Exile for me is one of my favorites. I do enjoy very much these types of like dark fantasy. I'm gonna kill this boss and I will make an intermission for me to make dinner. And I'll be back in probably on top 10 minutes. Oh yeah, one thing that I'll be doing, especially on the Path of Exile streams, I will be doing some trimming and cutting and posting them as videos later, so people can enjoy them without too many of the breaks. Okay, this one boss here is going to probably be easy for my character right now, but he's so annoying. Because he has a one-shot mechanic that is terrible. I believe it's not really one-shot, it's just because the damage is super high. Most characters would be one-shot. I don't think mine would be any exception. So I cannot take it at any time. This is going to be just harsh because of my mana. Again, mana leech is not really happening the way I wish right now. But again, I don't have much, so I can't even blame it. But soon enough he's going to start to summon the little ads. And that should be giving me the mana that I need to finish him. See, freezing is such a good mechanic for survival. I tell you guys, get something that freezes the enemy.
A living gem
Vision, nice.
and a prize.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna make a break of like 5 to 10 minutes just so I can quickly eat my dinner and I'll be right back. Okay, and just need to fit this ridiculous large horn in here.
I will accept this.
I will tell your
Okay.
tale.
I will be right back. Hello guys, I'm back. Sorry. Still finishing, but yeah. I am most likely gonna be playing more across the obelisk later today. So I hope you guys are ready for that. We plan on finishing that one that we started yesterday. Hopefully. I don't know if it's going to work, if every single person on the group are gonna show up. But my next wants to, so I am very much down to it. But yeah, while I was eating, I was actually watching the message to the PoE 1 players because I was completely unaware that PoE 1 still is stuck with Settlers of Kalgor. Yeah, apparently they ended up getting a lot of their developers into PoE 1 to ship a lot of their developers from PoE 1 into PoE 2 to ship out everything. And well, they just cannot get enough time to actually finish a league for PoE 1 for now. I understand that is complicated. I know that they also like hired many new people, but I do feel like if the scope of both games are that complicated, they are not being able to upkeep both of them. I believe they should be hiring more. 'Cause I know that they made quite a lot of money with this game. And I also don't want to be like unreasonable. But at the same time, let's be fair. If it is that complicated, it is better if they just get more people in to have negative fire without this ring, because ring is giving so much fire. I might need to slot all my gear to put some elemental resistances.
There's a chill in the air.
Awesome. I need fire. Sorry. Sometimes I can lose my train of thought. But yeah, I really feel they need to hire more people to get it all sorted for now. Because I believe the people that are not happy with the current state of PoE 2 don't have anything new to do on PoE 1 as well. It's a league-based game, so once like you stay with like over 7 months without a new league, it can be quite a problem for a lot of people. I'm gonna put another fire here. And maybe lining. Okay, yeah, this fixed a little bit my resistances. And gave me more leech. Advanced info, you can see 13, almost 14% of my damage is being leached off. With just those two items, really. So you can clearly see that with if with 8% we're already leeching 13, and then with 40% that we're gonna get with our ingenuity and the rings, I do believe this is going to work.
swiftly.
Yeah, unfortunate that people from PoE 1 are still stuck with the same league because they are very much desperate to get PoE 2 in a better state,
I didn't expect
and they
bears
already
like
promised that they
this.
want to be releasing a PoE 2 league very soon, which it is going to be very important for upkeeping people on PoE 2 because I know a lot of people already moved on from PoE 2. They are either now playing Diablo 4 because the new league on Diablo 4 is now released, or they are back on PoE 1, which I'm curious to see more about PoE 1 players' opinions about it, because they went back to a game that, again, is not being updated for a while now. And I think I've seen some comments that made me chuckle a bit. Quite like got so many people from PoE 1 to PoE 2 and couldn't spare one guy to make a Waystone tab, and I completely understand. I do believe a Waystone tab needs to be a thing. It needs to be a thing in place of the Maps tab. So let's say I have a Maps tab on PoE 1, but I do not have a Waystone tab on PoE 2 because that's not a thing right now. I shouldn't be required to buy because they are basically the same thing. It's just a different item, but they serve the same purpose. And I do think they need to make it. There is for sure a Waystone tab. I think that they can also enhance a little bit of the Gems tab, but that's just my opinion. I don't think the Flasks tab is so important on PoE 2 because Flasks have much less importance in PoE 2 than PoE 1. I think the only flags that are actually relevant are the unique ones, but they can go into the unique tab. And oh god. Okay, these guys are doing damage. Let's focus on this. I am really not losing mana, if you see. I think the mana leech that I got from the rings is actually upkeeping me. Let me try to just attack without hitting anything. Yeah, I am losing. But yeah, the mana leech is working now. Just with those two items. And those are, again, not very big numbers compared to what we're gonna have on the late game. Give me hope for us to get over 100% mana leech. Which would allow me to go even towards like Mind Over Matter. But if I go Mind Over Matter, I'm not going to pick, probably I'm not going to pick Eldritch Battery for one very specific reason. I will have a hard time actually getting, because people are getting the energy shield back using a specific amulet. And I don't know if I want to waste my amulet slot with that item, just so I can reflect my energy shield back. But I don't know. I will see whenever it comes to the late game. But I really feel like they should hire more people in case of PoE 1. Because if you see, I've had a couple of friends, they're doing programming, um, game developing, all those things. And right now, like, it's very hard for people to be hiring. They are hiring seniors. They are hiring people with long years in the industry. They're not really hiring new talent, and I do feel like they need to branch out. I'm not just saying for GGG. I don't know if GGG is trying to hire new talent. I'm just talking about the industry as a whole. I have many friends who say, dude, I don't even get an opportunity if you don't go out of your way to basically work for free and try to create your own thing by yourself. Nowadays, you cannot just get a job. People are not really hiring. And I think that's a detriment. I think there's a lot of good talent that is just left because they don't have experience and people are just not in the mood of training. And again, if your case is like PoE 1 or 2, that you have like you need something like a good job to be done in a very short amount of time, sure, I would understand if you don't want to just hire someone new because you need very specific things done in a short amount of time to make those games work. But at the same time, whenever you feel in like you stay in a more stable situation, you should be hiring new people and giving them some training, you know, so you don't feel that you're lacking so much on talent. Dude, the damage of these things. I know this is doing extra damage as gold, but damn. Evasion is 54%. The problem is energy shield is so little. Yeah, this gives nothing. This is giving 40, 16, 23. Yeah, early game energy shield, if you're not getting like a good unique item, your sources of them produce so little if you're not getting passive as well. And I have some that I will be focusing on in the future, but at least I have some evasion. But yeah, evasion is not. I'll say evasion is the most unreliable by itself, because either it happens or not, and a lot of damage, spell damage, is not really dodgeable. It's just physical. But evasion with something else like armor, or especially energy shield right now, is the ideal setup, because then you have the layers of evasion and the layers of energy shield, and you can get, as a monk, a lot of good nodes to feed them one into the other. Yeah, right now my problem is no longer mana. I am now drinking, I am chugging my life potions to keep myself alive. So those two should give me all that I need, because then we're gonna be moving towards this Spectral Ward. +1 maximum energy shield per 12 evasion on body armor, and that just gave our body armor more evasion. So like our body armor now is giving us 21 evasion, and this is just like a cheap early game one. The late game ones can give up to 600 evasion and a little bit of energy shield, so we're going to be getting quite a lot of energy shield for that evasion.
has to reach the skies. Death.
One thing that I was also wondering is that they will eventually release a character similar to the what's her name? Scion on PoE 2. So if people are not aware of who is the Scion, because I know a lot of people play PoE 2, never played PoE 1. Scion is a girl, and you meet her in somewhere on your third act. Up there, Scepter of God is the place in the world that you can find her, and you're trying to defeat Dominus. Dominus is a high priest that actually got hold of many people, including the Scion, which is a noblewoman, or used to be a noblewoman, and he was taking her hostage. And whenever we first reach, you play PoE 1, and you first reach the Upper Scepter of God to defeat Dominus, you find her in one of some weird electric pods that Dominus was using to keep people there, and you can rescue her. And if you rescue her, you unlock her to play as a character. She is the 7th character in Path of Exile. If I know 6 before her, and after her is 7. You just recount. We have 1 Witch, 2 Marauder, 3 Ranger, 4 the Shadow, 5th the Duelist, and 6th the Templar. And then 7 is the Scion. Yeah, Scion is an unlockable character that you can get by playing the game. And she is very cool because she is a wild card kind of character. She only has one ascension, which is called Ascendant. Very fitting. And Scion's Ascension basically allows her to get certain traits and things from other characters. So she is basically like a blank slate that you can craft her into anything. And there's a lot of, like, I think the min max that people can do with her is insane. Like, she is, in my opinion, the queen of unique builds. There's a lot of unique builds for her that work super fine. But yeah, usually building Ascendant tends to be sometimes expensive to get her into her prime. But she can go into very insane numbers of damage. Because there's a lot of place for iteration on her character. And I wonder if they will eventually release something quite like her. And if they do, if they're gonna give more than one ascension. Or they're gonna keep like her and just give one. Because if you played Path of Exile 1, you know that from the characters of Path of Exile 1, there's only 2 characters right now on the early access that are very similar to their counterparts on Path of Exile 1. The Witch and the Ranger. Because those are their names on Path of Exile 1 as well. Even though the Warrior looks much like the Marauder, they don't share the same class name. And they are not the same class name. They're going to be 2 different characters. Or actually, I think they're going to be the same character but with 2 different branches. One is the Marauder, like we know him on Path of Exile 1, and the second is the Warrior, which is something new for Path of Exile 2. But going on the Ranger and the Witch, the Ranger has two of its normal ascensions here. She has a Deadeye and the Pathfinder. And she also has Deadeye and Pathfinder on Path of Exile 2, besides her other other ascension, which I forgot the name. But the Witch, she does not share any of the two ascensions with her counterpart on Path of Exile 1. So the Witch in Path of Exile 1 can be Elementalist, Occultist, and a Necromancer. Here is Infernalist and Blood Mage. So the Witch completely changed from one game to the other, while the Ranger remained the same in terms of the names and the thematic behind it. The actual nodes did change, but in terms of naming and the idea behind it, it's basically the same thing. And I know for a partially that was made because they want to have the Sorceress as the prime elemental mage, and the Witch as kind of the dark mage. But I'm curious if the last ascension for the Witch is gonna be something similar to her prior version. She's either going to get an Occultist or a Necromancer, or if there's gonna also be something completely different. And I think the same goes to the Ranger. If the third Ranger Ascension is going to be the same for her Ascension of Path of Exile 1, or if it's going to be something completely brand new. And at the same time, I'm curious about the other OG characters, like the Shadow and the Templar in the Duelist and the Marauder. If they're going to keep their original kind of classes, or if they're going to change as well. Personally, my first character that I played on Path of Exile 1 was the Templar. I've always been a sucker for totems, and my first build was actually Arc. Whenever Arc was super golded. And yeah, always played the Templar. I of course made other characters, but Templar was one of the ones that I played the most. I've always enjoyed the totem gameplay. I've always enjoyed something more automatic, not very much hands-on, the least skills I need the most. So I always love totems because they can cast for you. You just need to place the totem and just walk around. Which is very good because for a number of reasons. Like totems and minion builds always have been good for survivability. Because while your totems or your minions are dealing with the boss or enemies, you can just dodge. You don't actually need to be focusing on killing. Okay, no, I need intelligence. Sorry, I'm not getting able to. Okay, let me teleport back. So my current problem is I am not being able to level up my skills because I don't have intelligence. I need to allocate intelligence.
The path to death.
I must meditate.
Okay, I think this is enough for my skills to level up?
Falling Thunder is a
No, I need more.
What have you learned?
Time to refocus.
Okay, I think this is better.
Falling Thunder. Tempest
Because like, dude, Tempest Flurry was
Tempest
so many levels behind what it could have been right now. It's just silly of me to have allowed to get to this point.
Falling Thunder. Stormwave is a light. When used on a shocked enemy,
Okay, I cannot wait to get charged staff.
consumes your power charges to grant lightning damage to your.
We're almost there because the combo of charge staff and flurry is super good. It's such a good extra damage.
Relentless assault!
I might get life recovered on kill. I am taking so much damage. It's not even funny. And it's just not elemental damage. It's just a lot of damage in general. Like evasion, you need a lot of it to actually see any real difference. And I only have 120 energy shield, so that also is not really doing it too much for me. So I'm chugging life potions. But I'm getting close. Once I get the one that gives more energy shield by the amount of evasion on my chest, that's going to be a huge improvement on my survivability. Also, whenever I can start leeching energy shield as well, if I can survive, because dude, the damage that I am taking here is ungodly. Oh, God. I have no more potion. Dude. Yeah. Complicated. Extremely complicated. I need also gem slots. I don't have many gem slots. The only issue whenever you do a passive 3 route like I'm doing with a lot of things inside the same area is that you usually don't navigate too much around it to unlock many geo sockets. I might end up going all the way here just to unlock this one because I will need to get it eventually. Or I can stop here, get this one actually, and then refund it back and then go up here because it's going to be more reasonable for me to go here. I can get 2.
How can I advise you?
Energy, yeah. HP is.
As we have the others, if you have. Sands guides you.
I am bleeding life right now. Yeah, I think I actually skipped the body that I should have gotten here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I usually am very thorough. I'm gonna finish this, and if I don't get that, I can just get the. Yeah, I can just teleport. I can just try to go there, I guess.
Relentless assault!
Because that class will also give me more, like 2 more points of passive. Here's the boss. I always hate this boss because
You are relentless,
my Tempest belt,
but
my Tempest bell usually glitches. If it happens, you guys will kind of see it. What I'm saying. Yeah, the damage is not good really right now, and it's just because the hits are not gonna, like, you need the hit to be in a very good position. But yeah, as you can see, okay, he's gonna spew fire. It does a lot of damage if you don't dodge. Okay, I cannot get here because there's a lot of poison. Yeah, the damage is not good, which is sad, because sadly I am wasting my mana to do this damage. Fire. This is not a hard boss at all. He has some strong hits. But overall, it's just because I'm, yeah, 0 mana now. And it's still like halfway. Yeah, I'm gonna use basic attack to replenish my mana. Barely no damage with my auto attacks. auto attacks again. I'm almost done. Okay, I got more mana. Damage. Almost dead. Nice.
Is it the beast that knows such horrors? This must end.
One of the longest tries of me ever beating this thing. And it's just the simple fact that I don't have much strength right now. And strength is what actually increases the damage for this build. So now that I have the bare minimum of intelligence, I can keep going. And put more on strength. Because my attack speed is fine.
Quickly.
Okay.
Tempest Bell.
Oh, I got a 9.
Falling Thunder is a lightning area
Okay,
attack.
I need level 31 and I'm almost
Charged
there
staff
and I can get charged
consumes your
staff.
power charges to grant light.
And this is going to increase my damage even more. Yeah, I just seen Minex log into across the obelisk. So I believe everybody must be ready
I hear you.
to play the game. So what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna close the stream for a bit, settle down with everybody, and then I'll open up again for us to play that. I will close only the YouTube one because YouTube is a little annoying when it comes to making the videos. But I would just put the Twitch one on the Be Right Back page, and whenever I go back, we're gonna be probably playing across the obelisk. But yeah, thanks for everybody that watched, that was tuning in for Path of Exile. I'm gonna keep leveling up or collapsing Horizon Monk to perfection because I do feel much more confident now that I've played a little bit, and with just this tiny amount of mana leech, the amount of mana that we're leeching, I know that almost tripling or quadrupling that number, which is what's going to happen on our late game, is gonna be enough for us to be upkept. Yeah, I'll see you guys real soon.